Linda Kelsey.
He does, he even flips the ball to the official. Now, Herschel, 5th on the NCAA all-time career rushing list. He needs only 38 yards today to go ahead of George Rogers of South Carolina. Auburn employs the wishbone attack, and the quarterback for the wishbone is Randy Campbell. And behind Campbell are a couple of great backs, the talk of the Southeast past Herschel Walker. Bo Jackson is one of them. He is big and fast. Lionel James is the other. He's not as big, but equally as fast. Jackson already being compared to Walker. Jackson is a freshman. He's 6'1", 224 pounds from Bessemer, Alabama. And look at that. He wears number 34, the same number as Georgia's Walker. Bo Jackson and Herschel Walker. Auburn versus Georgia. The Bulldog Television Network presents College Football 82. Today's game is brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. And by Hertz Buy a Car. More people buy cars from Hertz than from anyone else in the world. And by Pepsi. Pepsi's got your taste for life. And by Levi Garrett Chewing Tobacco. From the plains of Alabama, it's the University of Georgia versus Auburn University in a big Southeastern Conference game, maybe for the championship. Georgia has a record of 9-0. They're 5-0 in the SEC. Auburn 7-2 overall, 3-1 in the SEC, still with a chance at the title. Today's weather, perfect. 55 degrees, a little bit of wind, 38% humidity. There is no chance of rain. From Jordan Harris Stadium in Auburn, Alabama. Hello again, everybody. This is Bill Hartman along with Buck Ballou and Butch Clifton to bring you the Tigers and the Dogs as they fight it out. First of all, Butch, the Georgia Bulldogs are looking to win the SEC right here, right now.
Well, they definitely have that opportunity today. They have to handle a very aggressive, swarming Auburn defense. They start in a 50 base defense, put a lot of pressure. They're going to try and turn Georgia inside, funnel them inside, not let them get outside. And then Georgia has to contend with the wishbone. Wishbone's so hard to simulate at practice, creates a lot of problems for your defense.
Buck Ballou, you've had some great games here. You won the SEC championship here 2 years ago. The players know the importance of this game.
Well, the SEC championship has been decided in this game for the 3rd year in a row right here. Georgia needs another win today to return to the Sugar Bowl for the 3rd year in a row. They got a tough task ahead of them because Auburn has an outstanding football team. Okay, we will be back with the start of today's game, Auburn versus Georgia, right after this.
This Bud's for everyone who gets us out of a jam.
This Bud's for you. Bud's for all you do, the king of business coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
You can beat the $8,600 average price tag on a new car at your nearest Hertz used car sales location. 1981 Ford Escorts from only $44.99. 1981 Ford Fairmonts from only $45.99. Come in today and ask for your Bulldog discount. All cars come with the Hertz limited powertrain warranty at no extra cost. All cars selected from the finest in the rental fleet. Call 800-654-3131 for your nearest Hertz sales location.
The ingenious Minolta AF2M, the 35mm autofocus camera that won't let you make a mistake. It beams an infrared ray to focus itself, has automatic film advance and rewind, warns you when you shouldn't shoot or when you need the built-in flash. AF2M, amazing yet priced within your reach.
Only from the mind of Minolta.
Hi. Never thought I'd want to do a commercial, but here I am. For members-only jackets. Why? Because when I put one on, something happens. They feel fantastic. The colors are great, and all those different styles absolutely terrific. They go anywhere, anytime. But it's only authentic if it says members only right here. I really believe in them. So should you.
A beautiful Jordan-Hare Stadium, Auburn, Alabama. Perfect weather, 55 degrees. Georgia will receive the opening kickoff from Al Del Greco, the excellent kicker for Auburn University. Backneat number 23 is Keith Montgomery. Number 36 is Carney Norris on the far side. This game is about to get underway, and here comes Del Greco. Norris at the 1-yard line. Carney Norris at the 20 and dropped at the 20-yard line. Taking a look at the Georgia backfield, John Lastinger at quarterback. Chris McCarthy gets the nod at fullback. Herschel Walker at tailback. Wisham, Jones, and Brown are the Bulldog receivers. And that interior line, Harper, Weaver, Radloff, Brown, and McIntyre. And man, did they have a game against Florida last week. First play from scrimmage for Georgia at the 20. They give it to McCarthy, the fullback. He's got 4 yards to the 24. That Auburn defense looks this way. Riley, Plackard, Altman, Thomas, and Williams at front line. The linebackers, Greg Carr, Chris Martin. The secondary, King, Drinkard, Harris, and Collier. Georgia on second down and 6 from the 24-yard line. Chuck Jones in motion to the near side, and they give it to the fullback, McCarthy again, and he's got the first down, or close to it. 2 fullback plays, Buck, right off the bat.
That's what Georgia wants to do, is establish the running game early in this game. It's very important for them to come out, get something going early, and regain that confidence that they had so well last week.
All right, Georgia just about a yard short of the first down. It's third down and less than a yard. John Lastinger, he's thrown 7 touchdowns. They give it to Walker, and he's airborne and may not have made it. He may have been stopped short. Let's take a look at Herschel again, Buck.
Same play you see on the goal line. Herschel gets up, but this Auburn defense has always been a defense that would hit you. They stick, they come to play. This game goes back a long way. They've been hitting hard since 1898.
Now, the secret to stopping that, isn't it, Buck, is to good penetration, and you stop the airborne.
Exactly. You want to get good penetration by the defensive line, and also it helps to have a couple of people going over the top to meet Herschel up at the top if they can get that high.
Georgia's got the first down on Walker's 1-yard effort over the top, and the Dogs first and 10 at the 31-yard line. Early in the game, Walker at tailback, McCarthy's in front of him. John Lastinger, and he gets a yard to the 32, and he is stopped there by Greg Carr.
Coordinator for Auburn has said all along that his linebackers are the key to his defensive team. They line up in a 5-2, walk it up to an 8-man front, and they're going to really put a lot of pressure on Georgia's backs today.
They've been giving up 147 yards in the rush, but that's lower than Walker's average. Now they give to Herschel, and he's hit pretty hard at the 36 and knocked back. Greg Carr and Dow Altman. Walker knocked back after he made it out to the 36-yard line, where the ball will be marked at his forward progress.
No question, but Auburn's defense is fired up. They know they have to get Georgia in a hole early. Georgia would be punting into the wind if they're held here.
Third down and 5. Important third down situation already. John Lastinger is looking for Simmons. He's got him at the 36 and the 40 and the 41-yard line, and maybe enough for the first down.
There's that old confidence builder, Buck. The first completion by Lastinger, that'll help him a lot.
And Simmons did a great job getting it where he did. Simmons is a converted tailback, and he shows you his running ability right here.
John really put some zing on that pass, Buck. Got it out to him quickly, and Simmons was able to really, like you say, show his ability and get over the line, get the first down for Georgia, and keep the drive alive.
Bob Harris, the safety man from Decatur, Georgia, Cedar Grove High School, made the stop on him. It is first down, Georgia, their second first down of the day. 12 minutes left here in the first quarter. Georgia now at the 42-yard line. McCarthy, the fullback, in motion. They pitch it out to Walker on the sweep. Walker's at the 45. Walker's still up at the 49 and knocked out of bounds. Chris Martin knocking Herschel Walker out of bounds, but that was one heck of a run.
You've got to be impressed with the fact. Of course, McCarthy was in motion. That's something Georgia's got to do. Walker maintains his balance, but watch the swarming defense. Good hit by Chris Martin, 43. Holds him up, and look at him attack him on the sideline. They are really fired up today.
Herschel Walker holds 10 NCAA records, 14 conference, 28 school marks, and he is a junior. Dogs now looking at a second down and about 3, and they give to McCarthy, and he is close to another first down. Chris Martin, the linebacker, making the stop on him. Martin, the linebacker, but I believe McCarthy has got the first down.
Buck, Georgia had a lot of success last weekend against Florida by putting McCarthy in motion. I think we'll see him lined up as a flanker, as a slot man, and get motion and reverse motion today to counter their defense.
Well, as the season goes on, you want to add new wrinkles to your offense, something that can get you that little bit of an edge that could be so big in a game like this.
All right, now remember, this drive started on the Georgia 20-yard line. It is now gone past the 50. Here's the pass out to Simmons, and he is still up and down at the 31-yard line. Quincy Williams making the stop on Melvin Simmons at the 31-yard line of Auburn.
Same quick pop pass, get it out on the curve quick. Gives Melvin Simmons an opportunity to go one-on-one with a cornerback. Makes a good move there. Obviously, this is something Georgia's seen in the films. The cornerback is playing 10 yards off the receiver. Why not get it to him? He's going to have 5 yards right off the bat.
And that'll loosen them up inside and give the running backs more of a gap to get through.
First and 10, Georgia at the 31. And they give to Walker, and he plows over a couple of people down to the 27. Jeff Jackson, the defensive end, making the stop on him. Uga here with his owner, Sonny Seiler from Savannah, Georgia.
Uga's got a closer seat to the field than us, but I've been impressed so far by the intensity of both teams. The offensive line from Georgia's firing out, and Auburn's defensive team is really fired up for the game. Second down and 6 for the Dogs. They are now at the 27-yard line. Pitch out to Walker. Herschel's got a hole, and he's at the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
Again, Bill, Georgia has a great drive going here to open the game. Same thing as last week. The offensive line is coming out, getting some big holes in the running backs, the fullbacks in particular. Herschel has another good run there. They have big holes to run through.
They're marking it at the 19-yard line. It'll be first and 10, another first down for the Dogs.
Well, like Buck said last week at Florida, Herschel seems to be picking his holes better and making sharper cuts, and that time he was able to free himself with the cut.
5 first downs for Georgia. Now they bring this fullback in motion back to the near side and give it to Herschel. Herschel out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Couple of yards on the play. Tim Drinkard making the stop on Herschel. Watch him shrug this fella out.
But the thing you got to look is McCarthy had lined up at the slot and went away and came back on his motion. Auburn's defense strung it out real good. Good pressure coming up and a good hit by Tim Drinkard. But Herschel still is on his feet. He refuses to go down.
Herschel now with 26 yards. It is second down and 8. Herschel 26 yards, 6 carries for the day. Georgia driving from their own 20. Have now moved down deep into Auburn territory. Herschel Walker inside the 15. A marker down on the play as he gets to the 13-yard line. Jeff Jackson, the end, and Chris Martin, the linebacker, making the stop. Face mask. And that'll move it deeper into Tiger territory. Packed house of 73,000 here at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Watching Georgia on an excellent drive, the one coaches love to see at the beginning of a football game. That penalty will move it down to the 8-yard line. Face mask. See if you can pick it out, Butch.
Well, Herschel sheds the yeah, there it is. Number 42. That's Jeff Jackson came up on him and that's the only way he could have gotten him down, was to hang on to the face mask. The official was right on the spot and threw the flag.
All right, it is 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. They gave to McCarthy, the fullback. First man through in that I formation. He's down close to the 5-yard line. Greg Carr making the stop. McCarthy's got 16 yards. This is, Buck, if you're a football coach, this is what you love to see, isn't it?
Exactly. Taking the opening kickoff all the way down the field is exactly what Coach Dooley wants to see. It's going to give them confidence. If they can keep this kind of pace up, keep this confidence, they're going to have a good chance to win this game.
And they got 2 passes in this drive. Remember, the little flares out to Melvin Simmons that picked up good yardage.
Yeah,
Third down.
McCarthy's in the slot again.
Or rather, 2nd down, and they pitch to Walker. Herschel Walker trying to turn the corner, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 3. Quincy Williams just shuffled him on down and then found the sidelines, pushed him out. Walker out of bounds at the 3. Walker needs 38 yards to move ahead of George Rogers into 4th place on the NCAA rushing list. Right now he has 32 yards. Walker with 32 yards. Big down situation. 3rd and 3 from the 3-yard line. Georgia's driven from the 20. Walker stopped at the line of scrimmage. Maybe fell ahead for a yard. James Wallace making the stop on him. It brings up a 4th down. Georgia brings on the place-kicking unit. Kevin Butler into the football game as Georgia will have a 4th and goal at the 3. 4th and goal at the 3. Broadway the holder, number 3. Kevin Butler, of course, the place kicker. They'll mark it down at the 9-yard line. This will be a 19-yard attempt by Butler. And the sophomore kicks it up, and he kicks it good. And with 8 minutes and 5 seconds left in the 1st quarter, Georgia has taken a lead 3-0 over Auburn.
Pepsi's got it. Pepsi's got your taste for life. You're the Pepsi generation. Pepsi's got your taste. Pepsi's got your taste. Pepsi's got your taste for life.
The best-kept secret in Atlanta is on Roswell Road in Sandy Springs. It's Sandy Springs Toyota, the largest Toyota sales and service facility in the Southeast.
I'm Eddie Bostwick, General Sales Manager of Sandy Springs Toyota. We'll beat any advertised deal on a new Toyota car or truck, like our popular 2-door Corolla, for less than $6,000. Don't pay high list prices and high dealer prep charges. Come to Sandy Springs Toyota for the deal of your life.
Sandy Springs Toyota for the largest and finest in sales and service.
Georgia leading Auburn 3-0 in the 1st quarter. Just over 4 minutes left in this opening period. Auburn now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. O'Neal is the fullback in that wishbone. Bo Jackson, Lionel James, the halfbacks. Randy Campbell calling the signals. Campbell with the football, and he is dropped behind the line of scrimmage by Will Forts and Stan Dooley.
We'll have a ground level shot coming up on our replay. And watch Stan Dooley, number 50. Watch his speed as he runs Campbell down from behind. Watch him close in here. Good containment by Will Forts. The 2 youngsters together continue to play impressive defense for Georgia as they have all year.
And, Buck, they had the pitch man covered up. There was nowhere for Campbell to go.
This Georgia defense looks like they're prepared against the wishbone attack. They've played it exceptionally well thus far.
2nd down and about 16 yards to go. Campbell just a straight drop now. And he's got his man, Ed West, and out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Ed West out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Dale Carver making the stop.
So a good route by Ed West. He drives off the line of scrimmage into Georgia's defensive player, who's Dale Carver, and just runs a quick out. Campbell throws a nice pass, but once again, it was not enough for the first down. It'll now be 3rd and 9.
3rd down and 9 yards to go. Auburn's rushing attack, by the way, has a net of -4 yards here early in the game. Campbell looking over the middle. He's got his man at the 31-yard line. It'll be close to a first down. Pass complete to Chris Woods.
It'll bring on the chain gain. It's awfully close.
Number 1, Chris Woods making the reception. He's got 16 going into today's game for 2 touchdowns. Let's take a look at it. That's Randy Campbell. He'll want a good look at it, whether or not it's a first down. Our spotter, Kevin Allman, taking a good look through the glasses, and it's a first down by a hair. First down by a hair. Kevin Allman quick to agree with the official on the play as he said Auburn had just enough. First down, Auburn Tigers just over the 30-yard line. Now 2 minutes and 53 seconds left, first period. The give to Jackson. Jackson, couple of yards before Kevin Jackson makes the stop on him. Bo Jackson getting 2. Good defense by this Georgia defense here early in the game. Auburn, of course, stopped Georgia and allowed them only 3 points on that opening drive of the game.
Well, Georgia's defensive coordinator, Bill Lewis, has done a good job with them all year. They're well prepared. That was Auburn's first down of the game with only 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Second down and about 8 yards to go. They give to Ron O'Neal, and he's open at the 50. Ron O'Neal down to the 42-yard line.
Jeff Sanchez with the touchdown-saving tackle. He gets by Sanchez. It's a touchdown.
Well, that's why they call him a safety, I guess. Take a look at it.
That was the fullback lead dive. Great offensive blocking. O'Neal is in the secondary, and it's up to Jeff Sanchez to make the tackle. Very impressive tackle on the youngster who weighs 245 pounds.
He goes 29 yards on the play.
That's not a fullback. That's a locomotive going through there. This kid is 250 pounds.
5'9", 250. Campbell now on the option he's going to keep. Campbell out of bounds around the 31-yard line. Now they're starting to work on that Georgia line.
Anytime you have success on the lead dive by the fullback, it's going to make everybody move in a little tighter, and it's going to open up the quarterback option series a whole lot more, Buck.
Exactly. For Auburn to move the ball, Georgia's going to have to respect the fullback. If Auburn can run the fullback effectively, the wishbone is going to look good today.
Minute 44 left in this first quarter. Georgia leading 3-0. First and 10, Auburn at the Georgia 31-yard line. Campbell looking for Woods. He's got him at the 12-yard line and knocked out of bounds at the 9. Sanchez making the stop on number 1.
Woods runs an in, and then he runs a flag route. Campbell looks away and then comes back to him. It's a great route by Woods. Excellent throw by Campbell. Auburn has the first down at the 10-yard line.
First and goal. They call it the 9-yard line. Auburn cannot get a first down. They can only get a touchdown out of this. 4 plays to do it now from the 9. O'Neal to the 6. Tommy Thurston making the stop. O'Neal last year, when he was a freshman, he gained over 100 yards in his first 3 games and then became the blocker in that wishbone. Dooley's got to be a little worried now after seeing Auburn explode with that fullback.
Well, they put together an impressive drive like Georgia did the first series.
Second down and 6. Bo Jackson to the 3. Bo Jackson to the 3-yard line. All right, that'll bring up a 3rd down and 3 yards to go. Bo Jackson, 657 yards in 1982, headed into this football game, and already he's got 5 yards now. Georgia, well, now Auburn has called a timeout. Auburn calls a timeout as Georgia was starting to bear down. Georgia leading this football game 3-0 on Auburn with 14 seconds left, and Auburn has called a timeout. Campbell over to talk to his coaches, and Taylor and Sanchez go over to the Georgia sidelines to talk it over. Now remember, against Florida last week, the Dogs had a goal line stand to stop the Gators at the 1-inch line. Now they're looking at a 3rd down from the 3 with very little time left in the first quarter.
And against another wishbone team, Mississippi State, early in the year, they held them for 4 downs inside the 4-yard line. Very impressive. However, in the wishbone, you've got that threat of the option, Buck, and faking into O'Neal, you've got to honor him at the goal line, and then a pitch. It really puts a lot of pressure on Georgia's corners.
Well, Auburn has 3 outstanding backs in the backfield. Any one of the 3 could get the ball in the end zone at this point. They need good surge from the offensive line. I look for them to run it.
3rd down and 3 yards to go. Campbell's been pretty good in the passing department so far. He is 4 for 4 for 34 yards. Big play. Campbell on the keeper.
It's a foot race.
Campbell gets in for the touchdown. Randy Campbell goes 3 yards on the bootleg for the touchdown.
A great call in that situation. Everybody was looking for the run going to the left. We can watch Campbell, good fake, watch him hide the ball. Dale Carver's the only Georgia player with a chance. It's a foot race to the corner, and Campbell's going to win it.
He got in there for the score. Georgia leading 6-3, and Auburn trying to tack on another point. Al Del Greco ready to kick it. And it's good. Auburn goes ahead of Georgia 7-3 with 6 seconds left in the first quarter.
Wow. Some people think a ball player would be lost out of uniform. Don't you believe it. As long as I've got my Levi Garrett with me, I can handle any sport. I think Levi Garrett's the best taste of chewing tobacco I ever tried. And you'll be saying it too, every time you enjoy that great taste in loose leaf or plug. Whoa! So whether you're pitching a big game or landing big game, get the best taste in chewing tobacco I ever tried. Levi Garrett.
You are about to see a new high-performance car engineered in Germany. Its suspension provides remarkable handling. It goes from 0 to 50 in a scant 7.2 seconds. Introducing the Volkswagen Rabbit's GTI. Drive our new GTI and you will see. It is a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Here we go. Auburn kicking off. It is Keith Montgomery and Carney Norris back deep for Georgia. Montgomery 5 yards in. Carney Norris says hold it right there. Georgia will bring it out to the 20-yard line and start from there. 1st and 10. Auburn on top with 6 seconds left first quarter, 7-3.
Well, Auburn had a great drive that time. They took the ball 76 yards, and they were not having much success until O'Neal was able to make that additional yardage early on the fullback lead dive series, and that kind of opened up things. But Auburn's looked good all year. They've got a quality football team.
Herschel eats quiche. I don't know. Does he? I'll tell you, probably could make a pretty good quiche. 1st and 10, Georgia, 6 seconds Left, and they give it to Chris McCarthy. Chris McCarthy at the 30. Chris McCarthy, 40. Chris McCarthy down at the 47-yard line by Drinkard.
And Georgia comes right back to answer the touchdown drive. McCarthy would not be denied. Gets outside and shows pretty good speed as he moves it down the sideline for a gain of 30 yards.
And that's the end of the first quarter. Georgia that is Auburn, leading Georgia by the score of 7-3.
Think of the biggest sports fans on your Christmas list, and I'll show you the biggest present you can give them. Here it is, a whole year of sports. Week after week of the top magazine in sports, Sports Illustrated, starting with our special year-end issue, and followed by the bowl games, the Super Bowl, the year in sports, plus baseball, basketball, hockey, tennis, boxing. 52 great issues of Sports Illustrated at our special holiday rate of just $29.95. That's over $11 off our regular subscription price. And your shopping couldn't be easier. Just dial toll-free 1-800-525-5800 with the addresses of the people on your list. A gift card will be on its way, and we won't bill you till next year. Sports Illustrated is 62% off the cover price, and the phone call is free. So call 1-800-525-5800. And they'll cheer you once a week for the rest of the year.
Datsun interest rates decline. I got a truck for 9.9.
Nissan Motor Corporation announces 9.9 annual percentage rate financing on any new Datsun truck. The lowest financing from any manufacturer. 9.9 can save $1,100 to over $1,800 in finance charges on any Datsun truck.
Datsun 9.9 is doing just fine.
Hurry, 9.9% financing is available for a limited time only, and only at your Datsun dealer.
I got a truck for 9.9. With all these points, the record's mine, that's clear. Let's buy a man a nice cold beer. Bull! Bull! You get a big bull brew when the bull is here. The Schlitz Malt Liquor Bull will give you more taste than beer. So don't say beer, just say bull. The Schlitz Malt Liquor Bull. Hey, the bull really scores! No one does it like the bull.
Georgia first and 10 now to start the second quarter. Auburn leading the Dogs 7-3, and John Lastinger brings them up at the 47-yard line. Herschel Walker, midfield, just over it to the 49-yard line of Auburn. 45 yards now for Walker, 45 yards for the fullback, Chris McCarthy. Ron Ballou making the stop on him. There's Randy Campbell, who ran the bootleg in for the score to give Auburn that touchdown.
Bill, like you said, Campbell is really throwing the ball well. He's 4 for 4 at this point.
Pretty good runner, too. Second down and 7. There's the pitch to Walker, and he's got to get a couple of yards. They're keying on Walker, and they gave him a couple of yards there. Jeff Jackson making the stop. Herschel Walker chasing after that Heisman Trophy that should have been given to him his freshman year. Third down for Georgia and 4 yards to go inside Auburn territory at the 47-yard line. Another big third down play. They give to Walker. Herschel's got the first down at the 40. Herschel 30. Herschel 20. Walker's got to go. Walker's gone. yards. Herschel Walker is gone.
Well, you can see Auburn has moved up on the line almost in an 8-man front. Once you're in a gambling, aggressive pressure defense, you may contain somebody for a while, but sooner or later they're going to break a long one.
The play was actually designed to go to the strong side. Herschel saw the hole on the backside. That's what he's been doing really well this year, is reading his holes. That was completely on the backside. Saw it, took it, got in a foot race, and nobody was going to get him.
And that's his longest run in 2 years, 47 yards.
The kick is up by Butler. The kick is good. And with 14 minutes, 10 seconds left, Georgia has taken the lead. Georgia leading Auburn as we take a second look at Herschel's 47-yarder. Dogs on top by the score of 10-7.
When he had good offensive line blocking, he broke a tackle, he breaks that one, and then he outruns the secondary to the end. Once he sees daylight, he will not be denied.
Television stations over Alabama on tomorrow.
This Bud's for everyone who's got the heart and courage to go the distance. Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
Sometimes late in the evening, an emotion begins to stir in men. A craving for excitement that can be satisfied only one way. ESPN, the 24-hour cable sports network. Big-time sports like college football and basketball, NBA basketball, professional boxing, auto racing, something exciting even at 1 in the morning. ESPN, the 24-hour cable sports network where the cheering never stops.
First and 10, Auburn at the 23. Randy Campbell pitches out to Bo Jackson. He's tripped up by Anthony Flack and dropped down at the 24-yard line. Herschel Walker standing there with Bob Clifton. Has he got a bodyguard or what?
Jackson's gain was 2 yards.
I don't know if he needs one, Bill.
Maybe he was guarding Clifton.
He goes hunting with a switch, bear hunting with a switch.
A gain of a couple of yards on the play, second down and 8. Pratt is now the fullback for Auburn. Here's Campbell's pass, incomplete, just overthrown, intended for number 85, Ed West. It'll bring up a third down and 8 yards to go. That was Campbell's first miss of the afternoon. He had thrown 4 complete.
But he had it right. That's the only place Campbell could have put the ball. Right to the outside.
At the 25.
Georgia gives up 197 yards, Buck, to the pass, but they got the big interceptions. They give a lot of yardage on the pass, but come up with a big play when they have to.
And Auburn has a good high-efficiency offense as far as passing goes. They've only had 1 interception this year. Campbell has good judgment. They have good, safe routes.
Little movement on the Auburn line. Flags go down, and Bo Jackson carries to the 25-yard line. They're trying to feed the War Eagle a dog biscuit. Look at this. Let's see what happens. I wonder who's on the other end of that dog biscuit. Looks like we are.
I think Georgia will decline the penalty here. The ball will be turned over on downs. Auburn will be in a punting situation.
That'll bring up a 4th down, and Jimmy Harrell has gone back to receive the punt. Colbert will come in to kick it away for Auburn. Now he's going to be back around his own 10-yard line. Dogs should get good field position out of this.
Jimmy Harrell continues to be impressive. He plays very similar to Scott Warner. Good judgment on catching the ball, and he seems to find the gap every time and move the ball down the field.
Colbert kicking against the stiff breeze. Jimmy Harrell calling for the fair catch. Good punt. And Harrell calls for the fair catch at the 32-yard line. 10 minutes, 15 seconds left here in the second quarter, and Georgia leading Auburn by the score of 10-7. Dogs first and 10 at the 31-yard line. Pat Dye, former Georgia All-American at defensive guard back in 58, 59, and 60.
Carney Norris is in at tailback for Herschel Walker. Barry Young's in at fullback.
Lastinger still the quarterback. They give off to Barry Young, and Young has got 3 or 4 yards across the 35-yard line. Marker on the play. Marker on the play as Barry Young was the ball carrier. Jackson and Martin making the stop.
Going to be a face mask, Bill. Barry Young had a good head of steam under him that time, and nothing intentional, but once you got to bring down a big bullish type runner like Young, you just have to grab a hold of anything you can get, and that time it was the face mask.
They'll penalize Auburn And Georgia gets a break. Dogs running that second backfield except for the quarterback. Lastinger still in there.
Got some discussion about the length of the penalty. If it was intentional, will it carry the first down with it on a 5-yard penalty?
Face mask. 5-yard penalty.
Does not carry a first down. It will be 2nd and 1.
And Georgia can do a lot of things with the 2nd and 2, 2nd and 1. They got 3rd down left. They might throw the ball here.
As Coach Bill Lewis, the defensive coordinator, stressing the points that have to be made for the wishbone to be stopped.
2nd down and 2, and the handoff goes to Barry Young, the fullback. He's got the first down.
Young, the ball carrier.
Georgia and Auburn have played forever, it seems. They started in 1892, and Georgia leads the series 40-38. There have been 7 ties. 1st and 10, Dogs, leading 10-7 on Auburn, 9 minutes and 40 seconds left in the half. Lastinger pitches out to Carney Nars. Carney Nars trying to turn the corner. Gets 3 or 4 yards. Good effort in there after Nars picks up 3 or 4 yards. Bob Harris pushed him out of bounds.
One thing the Auburn defense is really doing well, they're stringing out their Georgia sweeps. They're really pursuing well. Herschel Walker made the cut back against the grain and took it all the way. But other than that, the Auburn defense has been playing the sweeps and the outside game real well.
Auburn's defense has only allowed 14.4 points per game this year, and that's indicative of the type consistency they've had all year long. They're tough to play against.
Jimmy Payne not in this football game yet. Of course, he's a big defensive star for the Dogs. We thought he might start the game. We had some information that he might. Now it is just assumed he may play some. Georgia, meanwhile, on offense, moves across midfield.
The Auburn defense has played well the whole year. They've only had one bad day against the fine Nebraska team, which put 41 points on the board. But other than that, they've played hard, they play aggressive, and they come to hits it.
Georgia picking up 4.5 yards on the ground. Now they need 2 yards for the first down. 3rd down and a couple. Lastinger pitches to Carney Nars. He is stopped short. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Swarmed by the Auburn defense. They're really gang tackling. The timing on the play didn't really look, not a very good fake at all to the fullback.
Had great pressure that time from Jeff Jackson. He got the Lastinger before he had a chance to toss it cleanly. Carney Nars was not able to turn up. As Buck mentioned earlier, Auburn's defense is stringing Georgia out, and they're trying to funnel them back inside and not give them the outside runs today.
Jackson is especially playing well. He's been in on some key plays for Auburn this far.
Lionel James is back around his own 10-yard line, ready to see Broadway's punt. And he calls for the fair catch, which is what Broadway intends for him to do, and it is caught. And Auburn will have a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line with 8 minutes even left here in the 2nd quarter. Dogs leading Auburn by the score of 10-7.
You can beat the $8,600 average price tag on a new car at your nearest Hertz used car sales location. 1981 Ford Escorts from only $44.99. 1981 Ford Fairmonts from only $45.99. Come in today and ask for your Bulldog discount. All cars come with the Hertz limited powertrain warranty at no extra cost. All cars selected from the finest in the rental fleet. Call 800-654-3131 for your nearest Hertz sales location.
The conventional turntable tone arm delivers true accuracy only here and here. So Techniques brings you linear tracking turntables. The linear tracking tone arm with our innovative plug-in cartridge system tracks straight across the record the same way the groove was originally cut. For accuracy no conventional turntable achieves. The technology you expect from Techniques, the science of sound.
Here we go, big 3rd down play. Campbell on the keeper, short of the first down, I believe. He made it out close to the 28-yard line, but he may have been stopped just a couple of inches short. Dale Carver making the stop. Now they mark it for a first down.
That's a good effort by Campbell. Was not in the quarterback picture last year, but he won the job in the spring. He stepped in. He's a Terry Hogue type player, very smart, knows his assignments, and he gets the job done. And he's the catalyst for the Auburn offense all season long, and especially today.
He's really played well, Butch. He's throwing the ball well, which is very unusual in a wishbone attack. They throw the ball better than any wishbone team I've seen in quite a while.
They give it to Lionel James. He's across the 30 up to the 31-yard line. Tim Crow making the stop.
And there's the tale of a great athlete. The coaches say that he, pound for pound, is the best player on the Auburn team. At 5'7", he can reverse dunk a basketball. Probably taught Dominic Wilkins how to slam dunk it.
James, he causes a lot of excitement out on the football field. He's quick, and he can bust a big play.
Second down and 8 yards to go for Auburn. Another long count by Campbell. Now he gives to Bo Jackson. He's out to the 36. Tommy Thurston making the stop on him. Jackson getting 7 yards on the play. Dog defense now trying to talk it over in that defensive huddle to pump themselves up on another third down and call it a long yard for Auburn. 5:03 left in the first half. Jackson fumble. Jackson fumbles. Georgia has recovered the football. Jeff Sanchez. Sanchez recovers the football, and Georgia will have a pigskin on the 41-yard line.
Has the ball there. Somebody came up underneath.
That was
got the
Stan
helmet on
Dooley
the ball.
came up, Buck, and Thurston's on top, and that's only the 11th fumble they've lost all year. They have really not turned the ball over.
And this is going to be crucial. Gives Georgia outstanding field position. You see he gets popped there. He got hit pretty hard.
Herschel Walker back in the football game now. Chris McCarthy in motion. They'll run the sweep. Walker 40-yard line trying to get to the corner. Knocked out of bounds at the 35. That gives him an even 100 yards for the afternoon on 16 carries. Walker has 100 yards. He's knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Georgia comes into the game with a plus 1.77 turnover margin per game. They're number 2 in the NCAA. In 1980, when they were national champions, they led the NCAA.
2nd and 4. Dogs now, after that turnover, trying to capitalize on it. They give it to Walker up the middle.
Walker picks up 2 yards.
A couple of yards on the play before Ben Thomas, number 91, made the stop on him. Then he helped him up.
At the 33.
I tell you, if Georgia can get the ball in the end zone, get some more points on the board before halftime, it's going to be a big lift for them. They'd much rather be going into halftime with a 10-point lead if they can get the ball in here.
Georgia now with 4 minutes and 14 seconds left in the half. Have 2 fullbacks in on 3rd down and 2. Lastinger looking and throws it. It's incomplete. That was broken up by David King, and it'll bring up a 4th down, and they're going to try a long field goal.
On the replay, I think you can see Clarence Kay as the primary receiver deep, and then John has to turn and come secondary. He looks downfield. Now he comes right back and throws it. Just a great effort. Almost an interception by King.
Georgia's usually going to run the ball 3rd and 2 inside the opponent's territory. Just a change of pace. They came out with a throw. Auburn had the receivers covered. John had nobody to go to.
Georgia will try a long field goal, a 50-yard attempt by Kevin Butler. He's got a little bit of wind behind him now, not as strong as it was before. He kicks it up, and it is good. Butler has struck from 50 yards out. Butler a 50-yarder, and now with 3 minutes and 56 seconds left in the half, Georgia goes on top of Auburn 13-7.
in a shrimp, fish, and chicken special.
Big shrimp. Crispy fish.
Tender chicken.
3 for the money.
At one special price. Shrimp, fish, and chicken special complete.
Let Long John Silver's put a smile on your face.
Who else gives you 3 for the money?
.44 seconds are left in the half, and Georgia leading Auburn 13-7. Auburn's got a big play now. It is 3rd down and 7 at the 33-yard line. 3rd and 7. Georgia wants their hands on the ball one more time before intermission. Campbell gives it off to his fullback, Ron O'Neal, and he stumbles up to the 43. That'll be enough for a first down. That was a big play, and they're not going to a huddle. Auburn got to keep the football moving now. 34 seconds left. That's the replay of O'Neal. Now Campbell drops back. Randy Campbell, he will keep the football, and he's hit and dropped at the 46-yard line by Harris and Sanchez and Hogue. Or rather, Hogue made the stop along with Ronnie Harris.
But anytime that we can see here, Campbell's outside, breaks the containment. Watch Hogue under control come up, and Harris comes up, and they tackle him and not let him get out of bounds. That's a big play for the Georgia defensive team. Now Auburn has to utilize one of their timeouts in order to stop the clock with 17 seconds remaining in the first half. There's another one of those avid Georgia fans. Drove over today trying to get those dogs to the Sugar Bowl.
I'm not sure I could tell he was avid. 17 seconds left. It'll be 2nd down and 7 yards to go. Pat Dye has won 12 and lost 8 now in his 2nd year at Auburn. He is 7-2 this year and still in the SEC title picture. Randy Campbell's got the play and has come back into the Auburn huddle. Campbell's played a smart game today.
He's been the catalyst for the Auburn offense. He's run the ball, run the option well, read the option well, and he's thrown the ball particularly well.
Well, he's called his play now, and with 17 seconds left, Auburn brings the football up and spreads them out. Auburn into a spread now. Look at this offense.
Could be a throwback and a deep pass from number 10. It is.
He throws it up for grabs. Let's see, it is bounced up and almost caught by Bo Jackson, but incomplete. Whoa.
Bill, that's exactly what you're looking for on that play. Just throw the ball up, hope for a tip ball. You got 3 receivers running down. Hopefully one, or the DB for Georgia, tip it. The ball almost came down in Jackson's hands.
Watch it again.
Well, it was definitely, of course, you got a throwback. He's eligible to throw because it was a pass behind the line. You got a good throw from Pat Washington, a former quarterback. Hangs it up. Now watch Mike Edwards, number 89, just go up, and he just tips it like a basketball, knowing that James and Jackson are there, and Jackson actually gets his hands on it and can't handle it.
Just out of his reach. It was a well-executed play.
And on the second look, it looks just as good as it did the first time. Edwards is up, takes it like a volleyball, 2-hand spike set up.
6 seconds left, 3rd down and 7. Auburn's in that spread again. The pitch out to Washington. Now Washington's going to keep and tried to pitch it, actually, to Bo Jackson. And it was pitched out of bounds, and the clock has run out. And with the first half coming to an end, Georgia leads Auburn by the score of 13-7.
Think of the biggest sports fans on your Christmas list, and I'll show you the biggest present you can give them. Here it is, a whole year of sports. Week after week of the top magazine in sports, Sports Illustrated, starting with our special year-end issue, and followed by the bowl games, the Super Bowl, the year in sports, plus baseball, basketball, hockey, tennis, boxing. 52 great issues of Sports Illustrated at our special holiday rate of just $29.95. That's over $11 off our regular subscription price. And your shopping couldn't be easier. Just dial toll-free 1-800-525-5800 with the addresses of the people on your list. A gift card will be on its way, and we won't bill you till next year. Sports Illustrated is 62% off the cover price, and the phone call is free. So call 1-800-525-5800, and they'll cheer you once a week for the rest of the year.
From Anheuser-Busch, Eagle Snacks, the sound of quality.
What keeps America coming back for the crunch, the crackle, the crinkle, the snap, the quality sound of an Eagle snack? That's what keeps America coming back.
Eagle Snacks, honey roasted peanuts, lattice potato chips, crackling cheese crackers.
For the crunch, the crackle, the crinkle, the snap, the quality sound of an Eagle snack. That's what keeps America coming back.
Watch closely. You're about to see something you've never seen before. Here comes Fujifilm. With color pictures so true to life, it's a real breakthrough. Fujifilm. Fuji's advanced technology has developed a precise color balance. The better the color balance, the truer the picture. Consistently brighter, clearer. With Fuji, seeing is believing. So see for yourself. Get Fujifilm and get the true picture.
Fujifilm, available at Wolf Camera and Video.
Back in Auburn, Alabama, where Shug Jordan, who was a great head football coach for the Auburn Tigers for so many years, who died a couple of years ago, is being inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. We are at halftime, and Georgia is leading the Auburn Tigers by the score of 13-7. And you see some of the ceremonies down on the field. In that first half, Georgia came out with that long scoring drive that got them a field goal right off the bat and looked pretty good, didn't they? Let's take a look at it.
Bill, that culminated in an 80-yard drive after the opening kickoff. Georgia showed great play selection, moved the ball downfield. Butler drives it through for an early 3-0 lead by Georgia.
Randy Campbell had a 3-yard bootleg to put Auburn on top, 7-3. He went in with the speed, and Auburn had the lead. Then Herschel Walker went 47 yards, his longest run of the season, right here to put Georgia back on top. We will be back with the start of the second half right after this.
This buzz for everyone who knows they've got what it takes to get the job.
This buzz for you, for all you do. The king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser. Hey, this bud's for you.
You can beat the $8,600 average price tag on a new car at your nearest Hertz used car sales location. 1981 Ford Escorts from only $44.99. 1981 Ford Fairmonts from only $45.99. Come in today and ask for your Bulldog discount. All cars come with the Hertz limited powertrain warranty at no extra cost. All cars selected from the finest in the rental fleet. Call 800-654-3131 for your nearest Hertz sales location.
Go where you've never been before. Achieve Mitsubishi.
In the Starion, the all-new sports car with Mitsubishi's own turbocharger for blast-off acceleration and the wind-slicing flush surface body design. In the Cordia, the all-new sports coupe with front-wheel drive, a 4+4 transmission available, and a unique liquid crystal display of the Cordia LS.
Go where you've never been before. Achieve Mitsubishi.
In the Tredia, the all-new performance sedan with an MCA jet engine and room for 5.
Achieve Mitsubishi.
In the first turbo diesel pickup in America, only Mitsubishi Motors makes it.
Mitsubishi takes you where you've never been before.
Georgia leading Auburn 13-7 after the third quarter kickoff. Auburn has run a play for a couple of yards, and now it is second down and 7 yards to go for the Auburn Tigers at their own 24-yard line. Randy Campbell fakes the quick pitch and takes it up across the 30-yard line for a first down. Kevin Jackson making the stop on Randy Campbell as he faked that quick pitch, and the Georgia defenders went for it, and he got a few yards out of that. Let's take a look at the halftime stats. Georgia in first downs leading 9-8. Yards rushing, the Dogs 163 to 105. Passing, it's nearly even, well, close at least. Georgia 22 to 37. Total yards, Dogs 185, Tigers 142. Offensive plays, Georgia has run 36 to Auburn's 29. Right here, it is 1st and 10 Auburn at the 31-yard line. Randy Campbell still has the football, and Campbell gets a couple of yards to the 33 before he is knocked down. Anthony Flack, Jeff Sanchez making the stop.
Once again, excellent pursuit by Georgia's fine defensive club. Strung Campbell out that time. Everybody had a chance to come in, and Flack and Sanchez, along with a host of other Georgia defenders, stopped Campbell for a gain of 2 yards.
2nd down, and now they give him Butch. They give him 3 yards on the play, so let's call it 2nd down and 7. Ball closer to the 34-yard line. From the wishbone, Campbell got his man open, and it's caught at the 48-yard line. Mike Edwards. Take another look at it.
I think the key to this play is Campbell's got all day. There's not much penetration, no pressure. Has time to set up and read. Edwards runs a real good route. Look at the catch he makes. He's already slipped, hit that wet spot on the field. Great concentration as he looked it in. First down for Auburn at the 49-yard line.
Auburn now driving. It started at their own 20 to open up the 3rd quarter, and they have moved it nearly to midfield. Randy Campbell looking, wants to go over the middle, and it is overthrown around the 20-yard line.
Incomplete.
Let's take a look at number 1, Chris Woods, on the replay.
Again, Campbell is the catalyst so far in this drive, the second half. Auburn looks like they're looking for a big play here early, and Woods is the man to go for, to for a big play. They're coming with a post. Flack has good coverage. Campbell was lucky he overthrew the ball.
Bill Lewis, the Georgia defensive coordinator, on the sidelines, yelling instructions into the game. It is 2nd down and 10. Auburn at its own 49. Randy Campbell.
Campbell gains 4 yards on the play.
Campbell covered the pitchman, and Georgia covered the pitchman, and Campbell had to keep it. He got it across midfield. It is now 3rd down and 6 yards to go. Campbell 50 yards on 16 rushes.
And anytime they come out of the wishbone and run that track option where both backs are in the pattern, Campbell has an opportunity to pitch. Georgia's defensive team strung it out well.
Big 3rd down play here early 3rd quarter. Campbell back to pass. He's got his man at the 32-yard line. Pass is complete to Chris Woods at the 32 for a first down.
You've got to give Auburn's receivers a lot of credit. They have made 2 tremendous catches in a row. This time Woods gets in the slippery area, the wet area of the field. We can watch Campbell as he's back. Looks downfield. Good pressure from Georgia's defensive team, and he just comes back to the ball like a good receiver, Buck.
But Georgia came with the blitz that time. Woods was one-on-one. You see Harris slips. He makes an outstanding catch, but he was wide open.
1st and 10 Auburn. They are at the 33-yard line. And the handoff to Lionel James.
Number 6, Lionel James picks up 2 yards.
He gets a couple of yards down to the 31-yard line. Wonder what Pat Dye said to him at halftime, because Auburn's come out of there fired up.
Lindsey and Thurston on the stop.
They really have.
2nd and 8 for
Pat
Auburn.
Dye obviously had something to say at halftime, and it obviously influences Auburn troops. So they come out ready to play here in the second half.
Looking across at Pat Dye. There you see him with the baseball cap on. 2nd down and 8. 2nd and 8. Randy Campbell Over the middle, and it is intercepted by Sanchez. Jeff Sanchez intercepts at the 17-yard line. That is his 9th interception of the season, and he is only one back of the nation's leader, Terry Ho.
Here are some scores from other games.
Georgia comes up with a big turnover to stop the drive.
Actually, Campbell threw a perfect pass. He had a hole, a seam to get the ball through in between the linebackers. His tight end off his hand. Sanchez is there. Perfect position to make his 9th interception of the year, which puts him one behind Ho.
1st and 10, Georgia now. Herschel Walker to the 24-yard line.
And with that interception, Georgia now has 32 interceptions for the season. The school record is 33. The SEC record is 36.
Gerald Robinson making the stop on Herschel Walker.
3 at the 24.
2nd down and 3 after they give him a 7-yard gain on the play. Herschel Walker 111 yards now and 18 carries. They give to Walker. Herschel Walker at the 30 and dropped at the 32 or 3. Dennis Collier made a great tackle, or else Herschel Walker would have been gone.
And you could see the excitement from the Georgia bench. Coach Mike Cavin was up, urging him on. One more step, and he's gone down the sideline for a 70-yard run. Watch the block by McCarthy. Springs him. Great tackle.
Had it not been a great tackle, he would have been all the way. Vince Dooley watching his dogs now, 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. They put the fullback in motion and bring Herschel on the sweep. Herschel stopped for a yard loss. Markers on the play. Greg Carr, the linebacker, is the one who made the stop on him.
Could be a clip.
Auburn players signaling that it is against Georgia. As they discuss it. 9 minutes, 31 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Bill Hartman, Butch Clifton, Buck Ballou bringing you the story from Auburn, Alabama.
I think he'll show the clip. Illegal block below the knees, an illegal block rather than the clip, but it's just that in reverse. Let's watch the offensive line play, offensive and defensive line play of both teams.
Look to the left-hand side, you may be able to see it. We're looking for below the knees. Yeah, right there, coming back.
I think it's either 63 or McCarthy, who's outside waiting on Herschel, who we may not be able to see on the play.
Yeah, 63, Weaver was guilty. And it moves the football back to the 16-yard line. Georgia backed up in a hole now. 1st and 25. 1st and 25 from the 16-yard line. Georgia on top here, 13-7. Still early 3rd quarter. 1st and 25 for the Dogs.
As I can best remember, that's the first time this year anyone that Georgia's played against or themselves has had a 1st and 25. Most of the penalties seem to be of the 10-yard variety, putting you in a 1st and 20 situation.
Herschel Walker in motion, and they give to the fullback. McCarthy out to the 20-yard line before Doug Smith made the stop on him.
McCarthy picks up 5 yards.
They're putting Herschel Walker in motion, obviously using his attention to get it to the fullback, which is back there alone. Georgia might want to try to get the ball to Herschel Walker out of the backfield, get it to him in the air where he's isolated one-on-one with a linebacker, gives him an opportunity to run a little bit more.
Well, they've done that before with Walker in motion and then swung it out to him in the flat. 2nd down and long. They give to Herschel Walker. Walker 30. Herschel Walker to the 34-yard line. So it'll now be 3rd down and single figures at least. It'll be 3rd down and about 8 or 9. Dennis Collier making the stop on Walker, who now has 130 yards on 20 carries. 3rd down and 8. Georgia stopped the Auburn drive with the interception, and now the Dogs need to be successful on this possession. Lastinger looking. Now he's in trouble and run out of bounds. Lastinger knocked out of bounds at the 33-yard line. It'll bring on the punting team. Auburn's going to dodge a bullet, looks like. They'll have the opportunity to start one up again, and the crowd is starting to get behind the Auburn Tigers. Jim Broadway back to punt. Auburn less than a touchdown away from Georgia. And the Dogs, you know, ranked #1 in the nation. Lionel James, number 6, back at his 26-yard line. Broadway, a good high spiral. James drifts back, fair catch at the 18-yard line, and a man has to dive over him. 7 minutes, 49 seconds left here in the third quarter, and the Dogs lead Auburn 13-7. Auburn first and 10 at its own 18-yard line.
This Bud's for all the guys who keep the action from getting out of hand.
This Bud's for you, for all you do. The king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
These families are learning about home computers. The family with the Atari home computer is learning
Spanish, German,
French,
Italian.
The other,
no foreign languages.
The Atari family is learning
3 programs teach us to program.
the other.
We've only one.
And while the Atari family learns to play Centipede, Star Raiders, and Defender,
Gee, neat.
the other learned
We made a mistake.
over 2,000 programs with the world's most popular games, but, sorry, only with Atari home computers.
Georgia leading Auburn 13-7 with 3:26 left in the third quarter. Auburn now, after a punt, has the football at its own 27-yard line, and looking better. If you had to pick one team that's looked better than the other, Auburn certainly has here in the third quarter. Auburn now looking to get a drive started here from their own 27-yard line with 3:26 left, and the handoff goes to Greg Pratt, the fullback. Pratt stacked up at the line of scrimmage. He is stopped by Nate Taylor, among others. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 8. They gave him 2 yards on the play. Pratt got a couple, and Auburn has a 2nd and 8 at the 29-yard line.
Pratt's a little fire plug also. He's 5'7", 220 pounds, and he's from Albany, Georgia, another South Georgia youngster on the Auburn roster.
2:50 left in this third quarter as they put one of the halfbacks in motion. Randy Campbell throws out complete. That's Willie Howell, and he's knocked down right around the 29-yard line.
And boy, the Georgia defense was fired up. They had great pressure coming from the outside. Campbell had lofted up. Nice throw and reception, but what a great lick on the corner.
Here it is in the trenches on that play.
You didn't see it on the play, but Randy Campbell really took a stick after he threw the ball. Randy Campbell, I think, is going to know that he played in a tough football game tomorrow morning.
No question about that. The Georgia defensive team has swarmed him most of the afternoon.
You know, it's amazing. They're basically a one-quarterback team running the wishbone, which is something that is pretty hard on quarterbacks. Look at this shovel pass, and it is stopped by Georgia. Number 91, Tim Crow, right in there. That's a dangerous play because that ball can literally be intercepted as it's shoveled away.
You can see it. It's the old Utah, the shovel pass. Campbell goes up and has a little left-handed toss. Looks like they were only about a yard apart. Had bad timing, Buck.
Exactly. Kevin Catfish Jackson was right there on the play, too. Could have easily caused a fumble on the 25-yard line.
4th and 12. Colbert back to punt. Harrell's deep for Georgia. Jimmy Harrell takes it on the run. Jimmy Harrell at the 50 and down to the Auburn 47. 34-yard punt by Colbert. Georgia will have good field position.
That's a heady play by Jimmy Harrell. It was a low spiral. He had to run a long way to get to the ball.
You can beat the $8,600 average price tag on a new car at your nearest Hertz used car sales location. 1981 Ford Escorts from only $44.99. 1981 Ford Fairmonts from only $45.99. Come in today and ask for your Bulldog discount. All cars come with the Hertz limited powertrain warranty at no extra cost. All cars selected from the finest in the rental fleet. Call 800-654-3131 for your nearest Hertz sales location.
Department stores and men's specialty stores buy their merchandise from a manufacturer. Then these retailers double their cost, and that's the price you pay. Here in town, though, you can save by buying direct from the manufacturer at Walton Clothes Factory Store. Walton manufactures first-quality suits, sport coats, and slacks. It's these same quality clothes that are sold right here in town in our factory store. Shop Walton Clothes just once, and you'll never pay full retail price again.
In Smyrna, Loganville, Jonesboro, and now in Norcross.
Lastinger brings them up 1st and 10 at the Auburn 47-yard line with 1:22 left in the third quarter. Lastinger drops the football and recovers it right at midfield, right at the Auburn logo painted in the center of the field. Lastinger simply bobbled the snap.
Now, you hate to waste a play here. Anytime you get the ball and your opponent inside the opponent's 50-yard line, most of the time you're going to come away with some points.
It ticks away. Less than a minute now, and Georgia comes up to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 13 yards to go. Pitch out to Herschel Walker. Herschel is crowded and knocked down at the 47. Ronnie Ballou leading the way for Auburn.
Auburn continues to be impressive defensively. They really swarm the ball. The first hit is always vicious, Buck, and they're very aggressive, as they have to be, to knock a quality back like Herschel Walker off his feet.
They've been swarming all afternoon. To stop Herschel Walker or try to stop him, you have to swarm. You have to gang tackle. And most of the afternoon, you see Auburn 2 and 3 tacklers on Herschel Walker or whoever the ball carrier is for Georgia.
Less than 20 seconds left, third quarter. 3rd and 10. Lastinger drops it over to Walker at the 43, and he's dropped at that point. 7 seconds, 6, 5, and this third quarter is about to come to an end. 2-1, and that's the end of the third quarter with Georgia leading Auburn by the score of 13-7.
Think of the biggest sports fans on your Christmas list, and I'll show you the biggest present you can give them. Here it is, a whole year of sports. Week after week of the top magazine in sports, Sports Illustrated, starting with our special year-end issue, and followed by the bowl games, the Super Bowl, the year in sports, plus baseball, basketball, hockey, tennis, boxing. 52 great issues of Sports Illustrated at our special holiday rate of just $29.95. That's over $11 off our regular subscription price. And your shopping couldn't be easier. Just dial toll-free 1-800-525-5800 with the addresses of the people on your list. A gift card will be on its way, and we won't bill you till next year. Sports Illustrated is 62% off the cover price, and the phone call is free. So call 1-800-525-5800, and they'll cheer you once a week for the rest of the year.
Go where you've never been before. Achieve Mitsubishi.
In the story, the all-new sports car with Mitsubishi's own turbocharger for blast-off acceleration and the wind-slicing flush surface body design. In the Cordia, the all-new sports coupe with front-wheel drive, a 4+4 transmission available, and a unique liquid crystal display of the Cordia LS.
Go where you've never been before. Achieve Mitsubishi.
In the Tredia, the all-new performance sedan with an MCA jet engine and room for 5.
Achieve Mitsubishi.
In the first turbo diesel pickup in America, only Mitsubishi Motors makes it.
Mitsubishi takes you where you've never been before.
Portions of the University of Georgia Football Highlights has been brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors.
They are dancing to start the fourth quarter. Georgia looking at a 4th and 6, and Broadway will punt it away. The Dogs leading Auburn 13-7. Broadway back to punt. Lionel James is standing around his own 10-yard line. Georgia not looking very imaginative in that third quarter.
This is one of those punts that's not for statistics. He will try and squib it out, kick it out somewhere inside the 10 if at all possible.
And let's see if he has the success with it. Georgia has downed the football. They'll mark it at the 5-yard line. Now they move it up to the 6-yard line. They move it up to the 6, and Broadway did his job.
Exactly. He did his job. A lot of times you'll get a youngster try and drive it through into the stands. He had an option to kick it out of bounds or hang it high on a squib, let it bounce. Offensive linemen get down the field and down it. They did it. Now Auburn is 94 yards away from their goal. The center, Mitch Frick, gets the credit for downing the ball.
All right, we are early in the fourth quarter now. Auburn with the football and trailing 13-7. Look on in there at Randy Campbell. He's the commander in that Wishbone offense. They pitch it out to Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson still up and across the 10 and out to the 13-yard line. A big first play run by Jackson. Tommy Thurston making the stop on him.
And he looked impressive for the first time today. Came in with a lot of great credentials. Strong like Herschel Walker, wearing his number 34. That time he broke a good tackle at the line of scrimmage and was able to pick up 8 yards. He's a quality back, Buck.
He is. He really is. He's only a freshman. He's been through a lot this year, though, and he's got some outstanding talent.
Auburn, remember now, has turned it over twice. Georgia has not turned over the football yet. Second down and about 3. The pitch out to James. First down and more. James is in the open field. He will go all the way.
Just a great run by James.
Lionel James has gone all the way for the touchdown. Lionel James turned on the afterburners and he was gone. Take another look.
I think you got to give the credit. What a great pitch by Campbell. That's what did it. He made one move, and watch his cut right here. Cuts back against the flow, and he's got clear. Great speed. 88 yards for the score.
And the kick is good, and Auburn has gone on top of Georgia 14-13 after James went 87 yards.
This Bud's for that first day on the job.
This Bud's for you, for all you do. The king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
These families are learning about home computers. The family with the Atari home computer is learning
Spanish, German,
French,
Italian.
The other,
no foreign languages.
the Atari family is learning
3 programs teach us to program.
the other.
We've only one.
And while the Atari family learns to play Centipede, Star Raiders, and Defender,
Gee, me.
the other learned
We made a mistake.
over 2,000 programs with the world's most popular games, but, sorry, only with Atari home computers.
They are excited here in Auburn because Lionel James has just gone 87 yards, and Del Greco has kicked the extra point to put the Tigers on top of the Dogs 14-13.
It's a straight option. They were on the short side of the field. They ran it to the wide side hit. Lionel James had a lot of room to work with. When you give that guy a lot of room to work with, he's going to make something big happen. You had a feeling that Auburn was gaining the momentum. They were just waiting for a big play, and they got it.
And do we have a football game here? Auburn leading 14-13 and will kick off. Kicking into the wind. Carney Norris and Keith Montgomery back deep for Georgia. Del Greco kicks it to Norris. And out of the end zone. There's a shot at 5'7", 170 pounds, Lionel James from Albany, Georgia. Boy, he turned it on and put Auburn ahead. Now Georgia with the ball, 1st and 10 with 13:54 left in this game.
Well, Bill, we're going to find out just how much character this Georgia team has. Ranked #1 in the country. Things look bad now. We're going to see how they cooperate, see how they come back.
Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker trying to turn the corner and is at the 30 and the 31 and knocked out of bounds. Marker on the play. Late hit on Herschel Walker. He was out of bounds. Quincy Williams is the man who was on top of him, but he was across that sideline, and it's a late hit, a penalty against Auburn.
Auburn defense just getting a little bit too excited there, getting caught up with the flow. Hit Herschel Walker out of bounds. It could be costly.
That motion away. Herschel starts, reads the daylight to his right. Look at that speed as he gets outside. Nice tackle to get him, but watch the late hit. That's costly in that situation.
Well, it's going to give Georgia the football, 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. That was a costly penalty, but it was blatant. Herschel 150 yards now, 24 carries.
There have been a lot of times this year when it looked like Herschel Walker was hit late, but it hadn't been called too often. I guess the officials think he's strong enough to take that kind of abuse.
73,000 here at Jordan-Hare Stadium, Auburn, Alabama. Chris McCarthy gets 3 yards. Ballou leading the Auburn tacklers. McCarthy now with 52 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Georgia ranked #1 in the nation and looking at a very tough situation here. Trailing by a point, 4th quarter.
Well, it's exactly the kind of game we thought it would. Two rivals, both excellent football teams, and they're going to play hard today.
Herschel Walker across midfield down to the 49-yard line. Think these Tigers aren't fired up?
Lionel James has excited this Auburn crowd. They looked like they were asleep for a couple of quarters, but he woke them up.
Georgia now looking at a 3rd down and 5 yards to go just across midfield at the Auburn 49. Now they're standing. Big play, 3rd down and 5. Archie in motion. They give it to Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker, 1st down, Georgia.
For a big play, you give it to the big play man, and he got it when it was needed.
Walker's got the 1st down at the 43-yard line.
See how he gets it now? He's been cutting out to the outside a lot. This time he ducked his head, turned it up straight up the middle. He got the crucial 1st down Georgia needed.
Buck, how often would you say that Herschel Walker actually goes to the hole that the play is designed to? 15, 20%?
Well, a lot of the plays are designed to let him pick a hole.
1st and 10, Georgia. They give to the fullback. McCarthy is stopped by Greg Carr.
To finish that question, Bill, Herschel Walker, his speed is so outstanding, he can see a hole on the backside of the line of scrimmage and get to it quick enough to pick up some yardage.
McCarthy got a yard on that play. It is 2nd down and 9 yards to go. 11:50 left here in the 4th quarter. Georgia on a drive now and trailing by a point. Herschel Walker. Walker gets to the corner and knocked out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Bob Harris knocks him out. Georgia, as they move down the field, remember they have an excellent place kicker in Kevin Butler, and they're not far out of his range right now. But the Dogs would like to get 6 instead of just 3, although 3 would put them in the lead. 3rd down and 6. Herschel Walker. They fake it to Walker. Lastinger looking. He's got Herman Archie at the 22-yard line. Oh, what a big play that was. Dennis Collier making the stop, and it's Lastinger to the freshman, Archie.
And you've heard it so many times, Buck. Performance speaks louder than words. You know, people keep saying, can Lastinger make the play? Yes, he can make the play.
He's made the play when Georgia's really had to have it. That's a tough pass. You're sprinting to your left. You have interference coming at you right in front of you, throwing a curl pattern against your body. He's a type quarterback that can do it all. He can drop back and throw, run the option, and do a lot of things for Georgia.
1st and 10 at the 22. And they give to Herschel. Herschel picks his hole and goes to the 16-yard line. Georgia driving now. Dogs driving on Auburn. Carr making the stop. They're moving into the shadow. It'll be 2nd down and 4 yards to go. Walker picked up 6. He now has 167 yards as he approaches that 200-yard mark. He is number 4 on the all-time NCAA rushing list. Here we are. They give to the fullback McCarthy, and he is across the 15-yard line before Ballou made the stop on him. That'll bring up another big 3rd down play.
We'll have a measurement before we can give them the 3rd down. It's awfully close. The official actually picked it up and is going to mark it before they bring the chain games in.
Yeah, they'll take a look at it. I didn't think he made it, but I've been wrong twice already today on that. They stretch it out. It is short. Less than a yard. 3rd down, less than a yard. 10 minutes, 25 seconds left in this football game now. They wind it up and the clock ticks away. 10:20 left. Walker airborne, 1st down. Walker to the 11-yard line. Walker getting enough for the 1st down as he goes over the top.
Well, like we've said so many times, you have to get to him early. You can see the Auburn defensive player almost get him by the feet. Only way to stop is to hit him before he gets started. Once he gathers, just no way to stop him.
169 yards as Walker got the big yardage on that big play. 1st and 10, Georgia at the 11-yard line. We are now under 10 minutes left in this football game. Georgia trailing 14-13. Chris McCarthy carries the football down to the 7.
That's tough running inside by McCarthy. He's done more than a yeoman's job all day. Run tough, and Buck, we've seen him spin more to break that tackle than we've seen him all year.
McCarthy has always been known to get that extra 1, 2, 3 yards after he's been hit, after the initial hit. He spins well, and he has good balance.
Well, Collier is the man that made the initial hit on him that time. It is 2nd down and 6 yards to go. Georgia on the 7. Pitch to Walker. Walker cutting back inside the 5 down to the 3. You know this man's tired now. He is carried 30 times for 172 yards.
Well, Bill, he's carried the ball a lot more than 30 times in a game. Even though we have 9 minutes left in the game, I've seen him carry the ball 40, 48, 50 times a game. He might get tired, but he's catching his breath in the huddle right now.
3rd down and 2.
And Georgia can pick up the 1st down without scoring a touchdown.
They give to Walker. Walker slides in, touchdown. Walker goes all the way 3 yards for the touchdown, or 4 yards. Make that 4 yards by Walker for the score.
We can see him here. It's almost like a head and shoulders fake. Everybody's looking at him over the top, and he just slips through the hole created by good offensive line blocking.
Another look at it.
Look at Warren Gray inside. McCarthy leading, went right behind those 2 youngsters right into the end zone.
That was a drive the Dogs needed to have, and maybe the best one this season.
And it's one they really needed more than any other drive this season.
They have just gone up 19-14, and now they are discussing, I'm sure, whether or not to go for 1 or 2. Lastinger over on the sidelines. What do you think, Buck?
It might be smart to go for 2 here. Anytime you can get that extra point up there just late in the game, it could be important.
An 80-yard drive by Georgia. After Lionel James had gone 87 yards to put Auburn up top, Georgia has come back with a long drive and now will go for 2 points. Auburn and Georgia have played so many classic games, and I think this one will be ranked right there among them.
With the last carry, Herschel Walker has now moved into 4th place on all-time NCAA career rushing list. He passed 80 Heisman Trophy winner George Rogers, 4,958 yards.
2-point conversion. Lastinger looking. He's got a man in the end zone. Overthrows him. Overthrew his man, and Georgia will hang on to that lead of 19-14 with 8 minutes and 42 seconds left.
Pepsi's got it. Pepsi's got your taste for life. You're the Pepsi generation. Pepsi's got your taste. Pepsi's got your taste. Pepsi's got your taste for life.
Tired of the same old radio? Tired of the same old music? Well, WKLS 96 rocks. '96 Rock Atlanta. Can you survive without it?
Georgia has just driven 80 yards for a touchdown, then missed the 2-point conversion. Here's a look at that attempt. Lastinger, well, here's the touchdown first. Walker going 4 yards for the score to make it 19-14 Georgia. And then the Dogs missed the 2-point conversion and lead 19-14. Butler's kick to James at the goal line. Now 3-4 yards back, and he'll down it there and bring it out. 1st and 10 Auburn at the 20. Now Buck Ballou, this is a big possession for Auburn.
Well, it really is. They had the long run by Lionel James. They gained the momentum. They tested Georgia's character. Georgia came back with an 80-yard drive, time-consuming, did what they had to do, puts the pressure back on Auburn to get something done offensively.
Well, Georgia had to answer that long touchdown run by James, and as you mentioned, it was 80 yards. They had to show the character and what they were made of. Great play calling. Georgia moved it down very effectively and got the go-ahead touchdown.
1st and 10 Auburn at its own 20, trailing by 5. Campbell pitches out to James. That looked a lot like the 87-yarder, Jack Lindsey. Dale Carver making the stop on him. Take a look at this young man, James, as he takes the pitch out. Dogs had it defense this time, huh?
You know, a lot of people may say that Lionel James has deficiencies because of his size, but he can get behind and actually hide behind the offensive lineman where the defense might not see him.
That's a good point.
2nd down and 6. Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson stopped short of the 1st down by Tommy Thurston. Georgia looking for Bo Jackson on that particular play.
Georgia's defensive team continues to hit hard. You know, we talked about it. It's fierce competitive rivalry. Started in 1896. Georgia leads in the series. 40 games, 38-7. 40 wins, 38 losses, and 7 ties. Just a great rivalry in the South, and they hit hard every game, and I know Buck will attest to that as he had to bring Georgia in here to win the Southeastern Conference Championship.
Big play, 3rd down and 1. 7 minutes, 30 seconds left in this game. Randy Campbell gets the 1st down. Campbell sneaks it over for the 1st down, and he's done that before.
Well, he does, and when the quarterback gets it on a quarterback sneak, you have to give the credit to the center. The center's getting the nose guard off the ball and enabling the quarterback to pick up that yard.
1st and 10 Auburn as the Tigers trying to mount a drive here late in the game and trailing 19-14. Campbell now 44 yards on 18 carries from the wishbone. He pulls it out. Campbell has the football and out of bounds at the 40.
Campbell is a very smart quarterback. As you can see, his reads, he's been right all day long. He put the ball in the fullback, rode him. The Georgia defense collapsed on the fullback. They respect him. Campbell pulled it out. Perfect play, perfect read.
Randy Campbell has played an exceptional football game, and the wishbone attack can be so detrimental to a quarterback's health, and he's gone all the way.
As we mentioned earlier, Bill, Randy Campbell is definitely going to know he's been in a football game tomorrow. There's been a lot of hard hitting going out there out on the field today, as like it is always.
He's 5'11", 175 pounds. They stretch it, and it is short. Less than a yard. Second down and less than a yard to go for Auburn as the Tigers are driving here with 7 minutes left in this football game. Pat Dye, the coach at Auburn, has been involved in some classics. He, of course, instrumental in Georgia's victory in 1959 when Georgia won the game 14-13, and Dye blocked a punt to set up the winning touchdown. Getting a little nippy on the sidelines at Auburn. Second and less than a yard now. Campbell. Ron O'Neal's the fullback, but Campbell sneaks it up again. Campbell gets the first down for Auburn. That is a safe play for the Tigers and a successful play on that 1 yard needed to get the first down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line. This is an important possession for Auburn. They want to hold on to the football. They give it to Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson. Marker on the play as Jackson is hit by Sanchez at the Georgia 41-yard line. And there may be yardage stacked onto that. Auburn, after seeing Georgia march down the field, has come right back with a drive of its own. Jackson had plenty for the first down, and now a penalty will tack more on to that.
I think you'll see it on the replay. It's a power sweep. He just exploded through the crease that he had, maintained his balance, great strength. Jeff Sanchez just had to grab hold and ride him down. Fisher was on top of it and called a face mask penalty, and that's going to add to it.
Auburn has the football at the 36-yard line of Georgia, and they have a drive going here that is eating up that clock. Auburn looking at a clock that says 6:24 left in the game. Campbell caught by Stan Dooley at the 39-yard line.
And you got to have help from the weak side. Anytime that Campbell's had the success he had, he's really, like Buck said, given a good look inside to the fullback, good read, and when he takes too long to pull it out and run, if you've got pressure from the backside, as we'll see on the replay, watch him hold. Now he steps. Dooley's coming down the back. Good pressure and containment and help inside from Gilbert, thrown for a 3-yard loss.
Second down and 13 yards to go, and the clock ticks away. 5:44 left in this game. Auburn trailing. They give it to O'Neal, the fullback. Ron O'Neal takes it to the 36. Jack Lindsay making the stop on him. Now you talk about big third down plays. Look at this one. It is third and 12 yards to go at the 37. 5 minutes and 15 seconds are left.
Biggest play of the afternoon for Auburn. If they don't make it here, they might not get the ball back. There's only 5 minutes remaining, and Georgia could run out the clock. This is the biggest play of the afternoon for Auburn.
Georgia leading 19-14. They move out of the wishbone. Here's the pass over the middle, complete at the 24 for a first down. Campbell completes to Mike Edwards for the first down, and Auburn keeps the drive alive deep in Georgia territory. 4 minutes and 55 seconds left, and it ticks away. Dogs have got to have sweaty palms now. This is a cliffhanger.
Well, this is a good throw by Campbell. As soon as he releases it, Jack Lindsay puts his helmet right in him, coming hard right there, and he put it on the numbers to Edwards. He had enough for the first down, ran a good route.
Good football game. 4 minutes, 34 seconds left. Auburn on the drive. Campbell, a couple of yards. Kevin Jackson, Stan Dooley making the stop on him as he stuck it in that fullback and then pulled it back out. Got a yard on the play. Second down and 9.
You really have to be impressed today with Randy Campbell, the junior quarterback for Auburn. He's been involved with every big play Auburn has had this afternoon, whether it was on the ground or in the air. I'm really impressed with the way he's throwing the ball.
Pat Dye watching from his side of the field. Second down and 9 yards to go. Bo Jackson across the 20 to the 18-yard line. Nate Taylor. Tigers taking this football down the field, eating up the clock and moving closer. Georgia leading the game by 5. Here we go, third down. We've talked about this all day and had some important ones, and here is another. Third down and 5. Campbell, the quarterback. They set up that wishbone attack. Campbell pitches to Lionel James. He cuts back and he is close to the first down. James cut it back, made a nice run. They're going to have to take a long look. And we'll watch the play as they bring the chains out.
They want to get James outside, let him utilize his quickness and speed. Boy, is he quick.
Now they measure. First down, Auburn. 3 minutes and 7 seconds left in this football game, and the Tigers have driven from their own 20 down to the Georgia 14-yard line. 3 minutes, 2:59, 2:58 left. Georgia leading Auburn, but it is going the Tigers' way at this moment. They have a first down deep in Georgia territory. Not in the wishbone now. They give it to O'Neal. There's a marker on the play as O'Neal is down to the 10-yard line.
Could have been a procedure penalty, Buck. The back judge threw the flag, which usually indicates early movement by the offensive backfield.
Yes, illegal motion, and that'll set Auburn back. Remember now, a field goal does no good. Auburn has to have a touchdown.
Something Auburn's got to stay away from right here. They can't afford to have penalties in this particular situation on the field with only 2:39 remaining on the clock. You can ill afford to have penalties in this situation.
Illegal motion moves Auburn back to the 19-yard line. First down and 15. See if we can detect what happened. From the left side, there he moves.
It was on the fullback O'Neal.
Pitch out to Bo Jackson. He's stopped by Flack at the 21-yard line.
Carver came up and made the initial hit to Jackson off balance, and Flack, the outstanding Georgia freshman, came up and made the stick.
All right. It's a loss back to the 21-yard line. It is second down and 17. We're right up against the 2-minute mark now. Now under 2 minutes, and Auburn has the football. Second down and 17, trailing 19-14. Out of the wishbone, and Dale Carver drops Campbell at the 31-yard line.
That's a great call by Coach Lewis, the defensive coordinator. They had the blitz from the backside. Carver was coming. The biggest play he's made as this situation has gone down to the last series to see who's going to win the conference championship.
Third down. and 26. Now the huddle is broken, and Campbell brings them up. They're in the wishbone with O'Neal at fullback, Jackson and James at the halfbacks. James in motion. Third down. Pass is complete to number 85, Ed West, but he stumbles and falls at the 20-yard line. 53-54, way short of the first down. He had to go to the 4-yard line. Now Auburn calls another timeout to stop the clock with 49 seconds left.
He had a little drag route, Buck, by the tight end coming away from the action, slipped in behind everybody. If he could have maintained his balance, he had a chance to run it in.
Wow. Some people think a ball player would be lost out of uniform. Don't you believe it. As long as I've got my Levi Garrett with me, I can handle any sport. I think Levi Garrett's the best taste of chewing tobacco I ever tried. And you'll be saying it, too, every time you enjoy that great taste in loose leaf or plug. Whoa! So whether you're pitching a big game or landing big game, get the best taste in chewing tobacco I ever tried. Levi Garrett.
From Anheuser-Busch, Eagle Snacks, the sound of quality.
What keeps America coming back for the crunch, the crackle, the crinkle, the snap, the quality sound of an Eagle snack? That's what keeps America coming back.
Eagle Snacks, honey roasted cashews, crispy tortilla chips, buttery pretzels.
For the crunch, the crackle, the crinkle, the snap, the quality sound of an Eagle snack. That's what keeps America coming back.
Think there's some emotion in that crowd? Look at it. 73,000 here at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Another Auburn-Georgia Classic on a beautiful autumn afternoon in Auburn, Alabama.
Well, the third quarter, both defenses really took over, took control of the game. Fourth quarter, the offensive came alive. A lot of great big plays. Now it's down to the fact Georgia's defense has really played well in this series. Got a chance to hold them right here. This is the ball game, Buck.
So much is going to be decided here in the last 49 seconds. Now on this fourth down play. Both teams have played exceptionally well. It's been another outstanding game, another classic between these two. Neither one of them can be really disappointed. They've both played outstanding.
4th and 17. Campbell is the quarterback. Rush on. He unloads, and it is incomplete. Knocked down. Ronnie Harris was there. Jeff Sanchez was there. And Auburn has been stopped at the 42 with 42 seconds left on the clock.
And how many big plays have you seen Ronnie Harris make? Lord, his 2 years here at Georgia, he's come up with some outstanding plays. He doesn't get that much press, that much publicity, but he's one of the better defensive players on Georgia's team.
All right, now it is not over yet. It is not over yet. Georgia has the football with 42 seconds left. Take another look at the pass
What's
play.
the pressure from Tommy Thurston? He gets there with his hands up, takes a little sting off the ball, has to go high, and look at the pressure by Sanchez and Harris as they knock the ball down. Comes up underneath Edwards. Georgia takes over at the 20-yard line.
42 seconds left. Georgia 19-14. Lastinger just falls on the football. Boy, the people have seen their money's worth here.
They really have, and I tell you, the Bulldogs, I think, are tasting the sugar right now, but
no question, and Auburn has just used their last time out. Georgia has 2 left. So now all Georgia's got to do is take one snap from the center, and it's sugar time in New Orleans.
32 seconds left, and Auburn has stopped the clock. Dogs leading 19-14. Georgia came into the game #1 in the nation. The Dog fans are still shouting that. And it's been a great football game.
Well, I actually lost the ball. I didn't know where it was in the air. I didn't know that they had it. But you could see that whole end zone, that end of the field erupt with Georgia fans as soon as they knew it had been deflected and knocked down incomplete.
Well, Georgia definitely knows they've been in a dogfight of their lives. I tell you, this has been an outstanding game. Here you see Herschel Walker, 31 rushes, 176 yards, 2 touchdowns. Just another day. Herschel Walker is outstanding. You got to give credit to the offensive line again, who had another outstanding day.
Because they really had a tough assignment blocking that tough defense by Auburn, and they've done a very admirable job today.
Georgia with the football now with very little time on the clock. 2nd down and 12, and Lastinger falls on it. The clock ticks away. 26, 25, 24 left on that scoreboard clock. It ticks away.
No timeouts for Auburn. That'll be it. That's your last snap.
13 seconds. The Dogs have pulled it out, 19-14, after a great defensive play. Dooley's already on his player's shoulders. This is his 3rd SEC championship. 3rd in a row, that is, for Vince Dooley. The clock runs out, and Georgia has won this football game. Dogs beat Auburn 19-14 to win their 3rd straight Southeastern Conference title. Dooley walks off the field. Georgia 19, Auburn 14. Georgia goes to the Sugar Bowl for the 3rd straight year.